Welcome back. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. In Colorado, 91 people died in domestic violence related incidents in 2021. That's the highest number since 2016. One group here in Denver is working to get resources to those experiencing domestic violence and get them the help they need. It is part of the larger umbrella of Servicios de la Raza. And join me now, Sylvia Ramos with Servicios. Thanks so much for being here. Can you tell me how domestic violence affects Latino communities?
It affects a lot more, right? Mm-hmm. Because I believe that it's greatly underserved in the sense of there's not enough education out there for us, to get out to the community, and it's underreported. So the numbers, the statistics that we currently have are not even accurate numbers. Domestic violence is such a huge and complex subject that for a lot of communities, it's shameful to come forward and request help and ask for help. So we're not able to capture those numbers exactly, but it is something that as a culture, in many cultures, not just in our Latino community, it's been normalized so much. Now,
there are those resources out there, though. Obviously, Servicios is one of the many organizations that work on that front. What are some of those resources that are out there for people?
So case management, advocacy, there's legal support, and really understanding that there's a crisis line for them to call. And if it's just to request any assistance with answering a specific question, I always tell my team that if someone picks up the phone and calls us, that is a success for us because someone is asking for our help. But there's ongoing services. It doesn't matter if they're undocumented or documented. It doesn't matter if they have a legal status or they live only in the city and county of Denver. Our program serves the entire state of Colorado.
And that's kind of the starting point, that if somebody can pick up that phone, you can get them to the right place. Yes. What about for everybody else out there? What can I do? What can anybody at home do to make kind of the world a little bit of a safer place for people who have experienced domestic violence?
I think the biggest thing for us as a society is we don't ask, why do you stay? Let's not ask that question. Let's ask the question of, how can I help? What can I do to help you? Because victims are often put in a siloed place where they feel so alone and they feel like they're the only person going through this experience, and they're really not. There's a lot of victims. Unfortunately, there's not an end to it, right? We want to end violence. But the best thing that we can do as a community is ask, what can I do to help? How can I help you? And not assume. I think that's the biggest thing, is don't assume someone doesn't want to leave or they're making the choice not to leave. There's a lot of background that comes with it. Oftentimes victims are leaving their families behind, their support system, their financial. They're looking out for their children because they're afraid to lose them. And so asking those questions sometimes puts them in a bad situation. So educating yourself on what resources there is out there and being that resource and that voice for that person and saying, hey, how can I help? Should I pick up the phone? Should I look into services? How can I connect you? Is one of the things that we can do as a society and as a community. And then also, bringing resources to that person and saying, hey, when you're ready, here they are, and they're here for you, and they're confidential.
And that is obviously so important, especially when we're talking about this subject. So when we're talking about those resources, let's bring up then the hotline, the number that people can call, because as you mentioned, picking up the phone, the first step here, that help is available. The 24-hour crisis hotline number there on your screen, it is 303-953-5930. Sylvia, thank you so much for coming in.